Here's your Bitcoin chart. And again, Bitcoin is just hovering below 60,000. And basically, you have these two trend lines here. If I zoom out, you can see where they come from. This trend line marked a baseline right here. You did pierce it, never confirmed, pierced it, finally did, and then you kind of got back above and then came back below, but still a level there. And then the upsloping one is really the more important one here. That's the bigger one, which again, price still has to get above and confirm.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. Let's join Gareth in this video about Bitcoin and more.
So this suffice it to say, just to give it the easiest layout possible, basically, as long as you stay below this zone here, you have a negative bias on Bitcoin in the short term for a potential move back to 53 to 54,000. If it can get above and confirm, it becomes bullish with upside resistance going back to this zone right here around 68, 69,000. All right, but again, it's right now, it's below this level. So that favors that potential for a downside pullback to this level. Okay, notice how the PPI data not doing much to Bitcoin today. So PPI data not having much of an impact. We'll keep an eye on the other data here tomorrow. CPI comes out tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. Looking at Ethereum, guys, Ethereum is still below its key resistance level. Had a nice day yesterday, but pulling back a little bit today. I still think it likely will go attack that level, but as of now, you have to respect that level that it's going to stall out, and ultimately that leaves it vulnerable. Same thing as Bitcoin. Unless it can establish and confirm above here, then you have to be into resistance. You would favor a pullback, maybe even a trade back down to the low 2000s. Next up, gold today. Gold is flattish even after the PPI data came in less than expected. Gold, again, is not doing much, but let's be fair. Gold has had a huge move up going into the PPI data, so it needs a pause day. And in fact, if we get CPI data that's equally as weak, maybe tomorrow's the day where gold makes that move to 2,500. I do think 2,500 is coming here, though. I would say within the next week, I'd be somewhat surprised if we don't tag 2,500. The reason I say that is because at this point, you've gotten so close to it and you keep on hammering on this high level here. So you have pivot high, pivot high, and pivot high. In fact, now that I look at it, it looks like it's almost a perfect little downsloping trend line, right? Look at that. Exact high to exact high, and you just touched it today. So if we can get a break of this, boom, right up to that high end of the channel on the chart of gold. Okay, so again, gold should head up towards 2,500. Once it pierces 2,500, I think, again, in general, we'll see the media start to go nuts over it, and that probably marks a short-term top for a small consolidation pullback, and then the next leg up comes in and takes us probably, honestly, 2,800, I would say, is very, very doable.
Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin's mysterious creator, is expected to lose his title as the largest Bitcoin holder by the end of this year due to the rising dominance of US-based Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, ETF. Expected to be surpassed by Bitcoin ETF, ending his reign as the top Bitcoin holder. Combined holdings of 909,000 Bitcoins, with more inflows expected this year. On pace to become the largest Bitcoin holder by late next year. Satoshi's dormant Bitcoins have not moved in a decade, but if liquidated, they could destabilize the market. Some doubt he owns 1.1 million coins. BitMEX suggests up to 700,000. U.S. spot Ethereum ETF have experienced varied outcomes 20 days after launch, with significant gains for BlackRock and Fidelity, while overall net inflows dipped by $405.94 million. BlackRock's ETHA gains. ETHA is close to the $1 billion milestone, leading the ETF market. Fidelity's FET success. FET has accumulated $341.7 million, showing strong market traction. Grayscale's ETHE losses. Significant outflows from ETHE dampen the overall performance of U.S. Ethereum ETF. Bitwise's ETHW performance. ETH ranks third, with gains of $299.66 million since inception. Combined ETF holdings. The 9 ETF collectively hold $7.28 billion in Ethereum reserves, representing 2.34% of Ethereum's market value.
Silver, remember, silver is the one that still remains in weak position. So gold has been bullish for the last few days, and that continues to stay bullish. Silver remains bearish and has even after these up moves because it hasn't taken out this down sloping trend line. So you can see it's getting rejected off of that in the short term. If we come down and take out this low here, you ultimately head down to the zone here where I will start to really buy more heavily on silver, and that would be in the 25-ish range, give or take. Right down here, we have a big area of support. Next up, let's take a quick look at oil, which had a monstrous move yesterday, breaking all my key minor resistance levels. There was a minor resistance level at this high. We blew through that. That starts to get me thinking that maybe we're headed back to this level. If I zoom out on oil, look at this beautiful wedge pattern. So again, I mean, literally you can align all the lows and the highs. They all line up. And it just tells us a very strict kind of, well, where do you think it could go? Well, I mean, the high level where you would look to short oil would be right here. I mean, it clearly showed it here and here. So we would just go with that same thought process that if it gets up to that range, that would be a pullback candidate. If it breaks out, you stop out. Just that simple, right? I mean, it's just a very defined level where it doesn't become a guessing game. It's very strict. This is your level. Above it, it could be a breakout. As long as it stays at or below, it's fine. Now, I would use confirmation on this because I do think that institutions know that the line is here, and so they may mess with you. Like, for instance, they could push it through by 30 or 50 or 75 cents. As long as it doesn't confirm, I think you favor a pullback, that the level is still valid. If it confirms, that it takes the probabilities that it's a game of the institutions down to a very low percentage. Okay? Natural gas. I sold that natural gas UNG with members of Smart Money Commodities yesterday into this level here, or just above this level. It's basically up there, again, retesting this level. But again, notice how yesterday it got rejected and came back in. Today, it'll be interesting to see if it does the same here. All right. Other stocks that reported earnings this morning, just quickly going over them. There's not a whole lot of big movers. SE is having a nice little uptick here, initially flushing to the downside. But again, this one is one that used to be just an incredible. This is the monthly chart. Look at how crazy this monthly chart was. $370, and it got all the way down to like $36 over the last 6 to 12 months. Now it's inching up, consolidating, and it looks like it's upticking a little bit. If we go to the weekly chart, you can see again that we can see if we zoom out on that. This is the weekly chart on SE.
The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has charged the masterminds behind Novatech with running a fraudulent $650 million crypto scheme. Novatech allegedly operated as a multi-level marketing and crypto asset investment program, where most investor funds were misappropriated to pay existing investors and promoters. $141.3 million has flowed into crypto, DeFi, and blockchain ventures, according to recent metrics. Morpho, a decentralized lending developer, accounted for roughly 35.38% of the total funds raised across 20 different projects. The Thai Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has launched a digital asset regulatory sandbox, allowing crypto services to be tested in a controlled environment. This initiative aims to promote innovation in Thailand's capital market by accommodating 6 specific digital asset-related services, including exchanges and custodial wallet providers. New Jersey's Attorney General, the Division of Consumer Affairs, and the Bureau of Securities have urged investors to immediately withdraw funds from crypto platform Abra. This follows a multi-state investigation into the platform's alleged violations of state securities laws. Affected investors will receive refunds, with crypto assets being converted to US dollars. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.